what do you need in terms of legal when you start a business like this, and like technical side, if you need any competencies, or you can have people moving in the houses and then you still go the other side of the site.
Yeah.
I like the truth, you know, and let's say, even if you speak with someone and it's something new that you don't know, you still need to show that you know, and then you need to inform yourself and find out how you do it.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of research.
How do you get new customers?
Well, by referral as well. Best thing to do, invest in yourself. In that way you will grow, and then ask for help.
Would you like to learn how to start and run a house building business? Well, you are in the right place, because today we're gonna meet George, a business owner who generated over 2.5 million in revenue last year building houses. So we're gonna meet George in one of his sites in Northampton. He'll give us a lot of business insights, a lot of advices, and he'll share his life story with us. So stay close. I'll need to get change first, jump in the car, drive in Northampton. But in the meantime, you can become a citizen of MD Cars and Stories by subscribing, liking, and sharing our videos with your friends. I'll see you in a second. Hi George, nice to see you. How are you?
All good, you?
Good, good. So happy to record in this good weather. First, let's start with where we are now and what's the plan for today.
We are in Northampton, Upton, and we are in one of our biggest projects right now, over 1,000 units.
Oh, that's a lot. What kind of services do you offer?
We are a brickwork contractor and we offer brickwork services. Brickwork and blockwork. Whatever is related to masonry, brickwork, blockwork, footings, stonework.
All right, so now can you tell us a bit more about your background and how everything started?
Well, I have to give a little bit of context. I'm coming from a small town in North Romania, Cașvana, and in there everybody emigrated in Italy in the 90s.
All right.
And then I worked in construction as well when I was in high school. My father is in Italy, and during summer holidays I used to go in there for 2 or 3 months and work in construction.
All right, so you started straight from the high school working in construction, and then after you finished the high school, you moved
I've done IT high school, and then I had my small business in Romania. Like I used to repair computers and install software.
Yeah, that's a direct connection with construction.
Yeah. So and then after I finished high school, I went to Italy as well. I worked for a few months, came back to repair computers and started university. I've done university for 2 years, business and management, and then I've quit and I went to Italy full time.
Okay.
And in there I had my best friend from childhood, John, who is my business partner.
Okay, so you have a business partner in this business,
yes.
And you both went in Italy.
Yeah, well, he went in Italy when he was 16, 17.
Start working in construction?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so when you joined in Italy, then you changed your mind about computers and jump in this
Not
industry?
really. I just went in there to do something, to earn money, and my goal was to come to UK and to start a business in UK.
Okay, so let's jump now when you first arrived in UK.
Yeah.
What was your first thoughts about UK? So how everything changed that you end up
from
with
Italy
this
to UK it was a lot different, but I managed to adapt easily. The weather.
Everyone says
I hated the weather when I came here. It was in January 2016.
When it's raining a lot.
Yeah.
In that period, yeah.
And spent all my money that I've made in a year in Italy.
Nice, yeah.
Spent all my money in 2 months, and then I had to do something. And I met a few friends from Italy. They said, try in construction and bricklaying, you know.
You make more money than in the, other industry.
In IT, and I wasn't really good in IT either. Like going back and forth, Italy and Romania, I lost a lot of knowledge. I've started in a company as a bricklayer. I wasn't such a good bricklayer.
Yeah.
But my goal was to become a supervisor, to manage a team of bricklayers, and then I've done all the courses.
Did you manage to be a supervisor at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in 8 months.
That was quick, to be honest with you. It was really quick, like in a year and a half. You first arrived in UK, then you start working in construction, then you get the role you was going for as a supervisor, then you get the offer after just 8 months or a few months to become a site manager, and then you see the opportunity and go home, make the plan and just go for it?
I've read a lot about construction industry in UK, and I've seen that they have a plan to build a few million houses until 2030, and I've seen that opportunity. And then in UK we have a major bricklayer crisis.
All right, that's a question. So I have here my phone with a few questions from my audience and a few questions from my side to cover everything. So that was one of my questions, you know, because when you started, how did you know that's gonna work?
Well, we didn't know it's gonna work. It's just we had that ambition, and it was like a big demand in bricklayers, and we thought, well, it has to work, and then we can get the bricklayers because we come from Casvarana, from our town. And a lot of the guys who were in Italy, they came in here in London together.
Yeah. So when you had this idea and you seen it's possible to do it, how did you start it? Did you have enough funds, or how was this planning? Because for me, being outside this kind of business, it's looking like you'll need a lot of money to start these things.
You don't really need a big amount of money. I had some funds, like me and John worked, obviously I worked at Swift, he worked at Lee Marley, and we had some funds, but let's say we had around £10,000.
Okay.
All together, which went really quickly in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. But what did you spend the money on when you started the business?
On wages, bricklayers' wages, some tools, we bought some cars.
Speaking about this, what do you need in terms of legal when you start a business like this, and like technical side, if you need any competencies? Or
legal, it's very easy. You just open the company, you go online and open the company, and then you have to get an insurance.
So that insurance, how much will cost you? Is it a monthly cost, or
the basic one is like 50 quid a month for start?
Yeah, for a starter.
But then you have to, if you grow your company, you have a lot of people working for you, you have to adjust it.
All right, increase it all the time, like.
And then obviously your bricklayers need to have MBQ level 2.
All right, so it's about the people. They need to be qualified to be bricklayers.
Yes, obviously, qualified and competent to build the houses, and they need to have CSCS cards. And because they are self-employed, they will come with their own tools.
And this was happening in 2017.
2017, we opened the company. Yeah.
Okay, and now you turn over.
Our turnover for last year, it was 2.5 millions.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a big growth. So you started, and then how it was everything going? When you seen the first money coming into the company and you seen that it's growing, how did you feel, and how did you manage to keep this balance in the company, like controlling your finances? And
well, we didn't thought about finances. We were working all day, like on the scaffold, laying bricks.
Yeah. And
then obviously we didn't know how to pick the jobs or who to work with. So we've worked for some companies in Northampton and in Milton Keynes, but didn't know how to price the job. Yeah. So first 2-3 years, it was really challenging to keep up with the wages and the costs.
But how have you done? Let's say some people will think now, how did you find out the right wages for these guys? How did you find out the right pricing for the houses? Where did you look for these things?
Well, you can't look anywhere. You just have to go in.
You don't find them online.
Yeah, and try it. Yeah, you find them online. You just have to go and ask people around and they'll get in touch with people who have the same companies as you have. It's just you just have to go and start working, and then you'll figure out around the way. That's how we did it.
Yeah, yeah. Because, you know, that's a big problem, I think, for everyone, the pricing. You don't know, maybe you underprice the things.
Yeah, obviously, and the other companies, like, we didn't took major contracts because we weren't able to price, for example, for Morris Homes or Taylor Wimpey. We were so small, we didn't know how that process works. So we had to go to the middleman, to companies, and obviously it was underpriced, but we didn't know about it until we had to work for 3 or 4 months, and then we've seen, oh, we cannot cover the wages, we cannot cover the costs. Like, we had some good months and bad months, and at the end we had, like, we've been scammed for 2 or 3 middlemen. We've learned a good lesson from there as well. At the end of the year, we had almost 1 million in turnover.
Yeah.
And I had to borrow money from the bank, from a lot of my friends, and just to cover the wages and pay everybody on time. And
so it was a tough year, the first year.
So it was a hard year, but
how did you find the power to go like go forward, move forward, because you've seen all these things, you've been through all these things.
Yeah.
How did you manage to go forward and get to the point where we are now?
Looking back now and thinking about it, probably my son was born in 2018 in that period, so it gave me a lot of motivation to
to just push it
to
forward.
go forward. Then I had John, who's my business partner and my friend, and we could rely on each other, and he helped me a lot.
Yeah, it's important to have a good partner and the right team behind.
Yeah, and obviously the team. Yeah, we have probably the best team of bricklayers in the region, in Midlands.
How do you know to employ the right person?
You don't know it until you bring them in and you put them on site and you watch them work and see if they fit in the team, see if they are competent. And
how long it takes for you to see if a guy that's joining your business is competent and is the right person to be there?
Depends on the role. If he's a laborer, probably a week or two. If he's a bricklayer, probably 2 or 3 weeks, because you have to see it in different situations or stages of the building.
Or it may have a slow start, and then
how he works with the others, because it's a teamwork. So we have to send him in a side and in another to see where it fits.
How it's adapting on.
Yeah.
All right, okay. This is looking really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, what is behind us? Because this is looking different than everything.
Well, these two homes are the show homes. We have an Absbury and a Banbury. And if you want to buy a house, you'll have to come to sales center. Then they will walk you through inside the house, around the house.
So it's like this is more like a fine dining.
Yeah, so these homes are hardest to build. Like they have a lot of details on it. You can see the eyebrows, you can see the plinths around it.
And what's happening when you finish this site with these houses?
They will be sold. And in here as well, we have to dig, and there are another 2 or 3 houses under the car park. At the end of the site, they will sell them.
Okay, perfect. So now, can you show us around? We go on site. Should we see some houses? And
just gonna go around this building of apartments, and we're gonna see the other side of the site.
So is this site all done now?
No, we are working on 3 phases in the same time. So
okay, so you can have people moving in the houses, and then you still go the other side of the site.
Yeah.
You told us you had 2.5 million turnover this year.
Yeah.
Last year,
2022.
And what will be your goal for this year, for example? Can you have this goal like clearly in your mind, or?
Well, in the current environment, the market is down more than 30% in sales and everything because of the financial situation. Interest rates are very high.
Yeah. How do you see the market moving now?
Yeah, less sales than last year, obviously. All the developers and all the builders, they've said they are seeing this year sales going down 30%, 20-30%.
That's a massive.
But we are trying. Well, our goal is to keep the same turnover.
Okay.
Or to adjust the costs.
So how can you do this? Do you increase your prices, or you just cut expenses?
Obviously, we will have to increase the prices in some sites. We are negotiating for some new contracts.
Okay.
We have to raise the prices a bit, and then we are looking to cut some costs. Obviously, it's a process. We need to invest in better cars.
Be more efficient.
More efficient to reduce the fuel costs.
So that's actually for each kind of business.
Yeah.
If you are to this situation, like you need to look to cut your costs and then maybe increase your prices, that won't be a problem. You don't need to be afraid to put your price up.
Yeah. These are the footings. They will be released next week. We can start building them from next week. So we have a footing, ground workers.
This is a step when GTI, your business, is jumping in.
Yeah.
So they take the house from here and they build it to the roof.
To the roof.
And then let's see.
It's gonna look like this. So when we start a plot, we have just the footing, and then when it's completed, it has to look like this. We are on site every day.
So you go on site literally every day?
Yeah. So I'm running this site with another supervisor.
Yeah.
I'm running 2 sites. Half day in here, half day on another side.
Would you show us the other side as well later on?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We'll go later on to see the other side where John is supervising that side.
Okay, so that's how you stay in control of on all the things. You see,
Yes,
you know all the time what's happening in that site.
Yeah, yeah, and then we have a good communication with the builder, with Morris Homes or Tyler Wimpy.
Okay.
With our client, we have a good communication with their managers, with assistants, contract managers. We keep in touch with them. Like we have a really good relationship with them. And after you have a good team, it's very easy to build houses, even if they have details and they are hard to build.
Okay, it's good attitude.
If you have a good team, after a while, you're used to it and it becomes something normal. The biggest challenge probably is getting new customers, getting new sites in, and obviously bringing bricklayers in.
How do you get new customers?
Well, by referral as well. A good name, like if we deliver quality, we are reliable, have a commitment to the developer, to the industry. People go around and see us, and then we have good referrals.
Yeah, obviously, because everyone will recommend you if you've done a good job.
We go on LinkedIn, like we approach people on LinkedIn, we're emailing people.
What do you think will be most challenging for somebody like watching us and they want to start this kind of business, or let's say any kind of business? What do you think will be the most challenging part for them? Is same thing, finding the first customers or the customers?
It depends on the business. If it's a business that requires a team, obviously you need a customer, and then you need to focus on your team to grow your team. And then to grow your team, you have to grow yourself. You have to start educating yourself, and you have to grow yourself.
Correct, yeah. That's a good point, yeah. Because if you develop yourself, then you have higher expectation from your team as well.
Yeah, and then you lead by example. They see you growing, they will grow with you as well.
Really nice said, yeah. How long does it take to build this house? From what you showed us, the base, until you finish it?
With our team, it takes 5 days.
5 days?
5 to 6 days, but from the bricklayer's point of view. But we have to wait for scaffolders, like we have to build it in 5 stages.
Okay.
So we're gonna build the first lift in a day, then we have to wait for scaffolders to
move
do their base lift. And then we'll do second lift, then we'll have to wait for joiners to do the joists.
Okay.
Then we'll have to wait for the scaffolders to lift it again, and so on. But if you take out scaffolders and chippies, probably it's 5 days to upload. And then depends on how big it is, how many details.
Right. Should we go to show us the other side?
Yes.
Yeah?
Let's
Okay.
go.
Here we are again, guys. We go on the next house building site. George will show us the other one. And now, George, let's speak about your personal life and business life. How is the day looking in your life? Like from the moment you wake up in the morning until you go back to bed?
I wake up between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m.
So each morning you wake up at 5
Each morning,
in the morning? Right, okay.
5 a.m., half 5, 6 a.m., depends. It's between 5 and 6 a.m. And then I do a little bit of sport.
So that's the first thing?
Yeah.
First thing, a bit of sport.
20 minutes, half an hour of sport. Then I read for an hour.
You read for an hour in the morning?
Yeah. Every day I read for an hour.
Is there any particular reason why you do it in the morning straight after you do the sport session? Or
I've noticed I'm more focused in the morning, and I can easily gain more knowledge if I do it in the morning. Then during the day you have all the daily things, problems on site. In the afternoon it's very hard to focus, so in the morning it's quiet and I can assimilate a lot of knowledge.
Okay. Do you have any breakfast before that, or you don't eat in the morning?
I'm a big coffee lover.
I am the same.
I have problems sleeping. I think I have a little bit of insomnia, so I'm trying to quit drinking coffee. I'm trying to drink coffee after 2 hours. Like,
not straight in the morning, first thing coffee.
I used to drink 2 or 3 coffees until 10 a.m., but now I want to drink one.
Oh wow, I drink one, I think, until 10. But after that, probably during the day, I'll have one more.
Obviously, I told you we worked in Italy, so in there it's a big coffee culture.
Yeah,
so
I know, yeah.
Coffee was very important, and we kept that, but now it affects my sleeping, and I'm trying to quit caffeine. Then I just go to the site. Either I meet John meanwhile and we start the day together. Like obviously we plan it in advance. For example, Sunday night we plan the week.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do next week, and then we just go inside, meet up with our team, meet with our supervisor, meet our clients, site managers, contract managers, and we are just organizing the work for the next day and making sure everything is in good order. If I go in the office at 12 or 1, I will stay until 6, 7. Depends on my goal on that day.
But now, you spend any time during the day home, doing some work from home, or you actually go on site, go in the office, sort out your problems and come back later in the evening home?
Even if I don't have to be inside every day. I like to go in the morning.
Yeah.
Like it's I like to be in touch with our team, with the clients, and
that's how you stay in control.
At least for an hour or two.
Yeah.
And then I will go home and work on our business.
Okay, and then what? Do you have a time when you say just stop, that's it for today? Or is all different every day?
I'm working on that. I'm working on that as well. I'm trying to stop working around 6 or 7 in the afternoon. Then after that, I'm trying to concentrate on my family, to spend time with the family, with my kid, with my wife.
I have this problem. I don't have a particular program. Like, I'm going with work sometimes even 10, 11, 12 o'clock.
I used to do that as well in the first years, in 2017, 18, 2019. I used to have, I didn't used to have a program. Like I used to go in the site, then come back from the site, start working on the business, doing paperwork, preparing. You can succeed every time, but most of the times, like in the beginning, it was very hard. Now, I've managed to have like a decent schedule, and I have time to spend with my family.
Okay, because that was one of the questions I had it from the community about how do you keep your life and personal life and business life balanced, and that will be the answer then.
At the beginning, you cannot talk about balance. It's like you're almost all in the business, and you neglect your family. But without knowing, it's like you are caught into that.
Yeah, because you don't realize when the time is flying.
Yeah.
And you concentrate on
the
things.
And you are like a firefighter. You have to stop all the fires in the business, and every day something is going on, a problem or
something new. It may be something new, and you don't know. Speaking about this, maybe you don't know how to sort out that problem, but you need to look like you're in control, and you know how to sort it. Because I like the truth, and let's say, even if you speak with someone and it's something new that you don't know, you still need to show that you know, and then you need to inform yourself and find out how you do it.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of research after, and you have to think about your values. Probably my top 5 values. The first one is education, then business, and after that is the family. So a lot of people have business on their first value is business, but they think family is first.
Yeah.
So you have to be comfortable with that thought. Okay, my family is on 3rd place, but that's okay because I have to be in the business to provide for them.
Yeah. Maybe at a point when your business is growing up or you're looking for an exit or something, then your family will become the first.
Yeah, well, that's the goal, to implement good systems and to gain more time.
Yeah, and I totally agree.
I mean, it's okay to have the family on 3rd or 4th place on your values. Obviously, if your business is on your 1st place, obviously it's for your family. So
exactly.
It makes sense. You need to have like a serious discussion to speak with your wife, with your kids, and to let them know
to explain them
why you do that and why you cannot be every day with them.
What advice would you have for someone who started their business and they go through that period, because you've been through? I mean, I'll ask you, which one was the most difficult part on your business? How did you manage to go over it?
That one that I've told you in 18 when we've been scammed with a lot of money. So that's a really tough situation to go over it. But looking back now, I see it as a very expensive lesson.
Okay, yeah.
And you just have to, when you start a business, you just have to be prepared for the worst.
For the challenges and for the worst, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's a good idea to have like 3 kind of scenarios.
Yeah.
A positive one, medium one, and a really negative one. And then go with the negative one.
And obviously to set a goal, like where do you want to be in next 10 years? Or how do you think your business is going to be? Where do you want to be? What kind of person you want to be?
Let's play a game. Let's say you are on the same age right now and you have only 5,000 in your pocket.
Okay.
And maybe let's make it more interesting. Like you want to start your own business and you won't start this business that you already have. What would you go for and how would you manage to start something with only 5,000 pounds? Let's say a coffee shop. You want to start a coffee shop. How would you start that?
I will invest half of the money in myself. I will have to know everything about that industry. Coffee, I will have to know everything about coffee. I will go in Italy
and spend
and
some
stay
time
for a month in Italy and go in all the coffee shops in Italy
and get
to see how they do the coffee. I will open a company maybe, but then I will go and work in a coffee shop again to get in touch with the customers.
And making some money in the same time.
To learn how to do it right, to understand the business model.
Yeah.
Probably I will start with friends. It's the easiest way, friends and family.
Yeah.
And then if you, let's say you open that coffee shop or whatever business, again, depends on the business. If it's a coffee shop, you can rely on your friends. You can.
Yeah. If it's a coffee shop, yeah, obviously you'll find enough money on the friends. But
and then obviously you need a bank to help you with your overdraft.
You'll need that so you can pay the wages and you can go
and
ahead
run
and
the business.
So you need to work with the bank at the point.
Yeah, and probably after that you will need
if
to
you want
approach
to scale
some
up.
investors if you want to scale up to do a franchise or.
George, if you'll have the chance, would you
Yeah.
change anything on the road you had, on the way you had?
No, probably I wouldn't change anything. All the goods and bads, ups and downs until now made me the
guy
person
you
I
are
am now. So
the beacons. So this is the other side. This is bigger than the other one.
that's the biggest project that we had that we've seen in Northampton. This site is around 300 homes. You can miss a lot of things, like you have to think in advance at everything. When you do the base lift, you'll have to think what's gonna be at the first floor.
Did you ever had like a big mistake that you had to change things or?
Now we have problems, but they are like easy to solve. We solve them while we are building.
Let's say you can travel in the past and you will meet yourself when you was like, let's say 19, 20. Would you give you any advice?
Yeah, just read more, educate yourself and find the goal, because when I was 19, 20, I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't...
And you will say, no, I don't want to read anymore. No, you have to read more.
Well, when I finished school, it was like, that's it, I'm done with reading, I don't have to read anymore.
Yeah.
But education is the most important thing that you can do to change yourself and to have success in business as well.
What book would you recommend the audience to read, like a book?
I have a few books, depends on which stage of life you are. Like if you are a teenager, I will recommend Jules Verne.
Okay.
And now I can recommend Atomic Habits.
Okay.
I think it's very important, explains in there how you can change yourself and be successful.
And the mindset.
If you change 1% each day and you increase slowly, just like reading.
Yeah.
Right now I read a book a week, but I've started with
One
only
book
two.
a week?
Yeah. I started only with 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah, and then, like in life, you start and you just go on and it's getting in your routine.
And then depends on what you like to read. Myself, I like to read a lot of biographies.
But in terms of business, do you have a book, like a business book to teach you how, I don't know, maybe creating your first business plan or how?
Business for Dummies, yeah.
Business for Dummies, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know that book.
Yeah, it's in every library.
Okay.
It just tells you how to do a plan, a budget, you know, small
basic things that we don't know when we start a business, and you just start blind and you think you know them, and yeah. What keeps motivating you now? Because you've done all these things, you're building houses, you achieved your goals, you have a good life. What keeps motivating you to go there, back again, do these things and not giving up, or I don't know, jump in another industry?
Well, first of all, I think because I'm a father now and I have a kid, I want to raise him, educate him, like I have to be an example for him.
Yeah.
And then I achieved only a few goals. Like I have bigger goals, and my biggest goal is to gain my time, like even with this business. I'm trying to grow it, I don't know, to reach a stage where I don't have to be all day
delegate
in
more
the
and
business.
Yeah.
And to have more time for myself to travel, to explore the world with my kid as well.
Okay, yeah, so so the goals are motivating you.
Yeah.
The best motivation will be the goals.
Yeah,
and your family.
As well, to have time to educate myself more. Instead of reading, I'm very curious, and instead of reading an hour a day, I want to read 4 hours a day. I want to meet the people that read those books. Obviously, you need time and money to do that. So
of course, yeah.
It's not going to happen tomorrow, but my goal is maybe in 10 years.
For long term.
Yeah, to have more time for myself, for my family.
Yeah. Speaking about the goals, what would be your goals for the next 5 years? Let's say 10 is too much, 5.
Yeah, so for the next 5 years, probably a turnover of 7 millions, 8 millions.
Okay.
And with the focus on growing the teams.
Yeah, and that's a realistic target.
Yeah,
like you can achieve that.
Yeah, it's achievable. And then in next 10 years, probably we're gonna have a turnover of over 20 millions.
Yeah,
and
our
goal is to become the best brickwork contractor in the Midlands. So we have really big chances to be there if we keep what we are doing, keeping the quality.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Yeah,
having the commitment that we have right now and the focus that we have, it's achievable as well. But we have to think in 10 years time, so we take it slowly, from 0 to 1, then to 2, then to 3.
And what about your personal life? What will be the goals for the personal life?
Personal life, what we've discussed earlier, I want to have more time for myself, to travel, to read more, to spend time with the family more. And I don't know, it's like
that's achievable as well.
When you have more time, you can find hobbies, and I have a few hobbies, like I'm into Web3, obviously you are, and I'm passionate about technology, so all those hobbies, I need time for them. So my goal is to gain time.
Yeah, with growing up your business and delegate more.
We have business coaches that teach us how to delegate better, like Ovidiu Toader, where we met him at the business event in London.
So it's important to have a mentor, or just try to attend to these events, you'll definitely learn more.
In any business, you definitely need a coach or a mentor, somebody to guide you.
Okay, that's not what everyone knows, you know.
Yeah.
Few people know that they need to have a mentor, they need to have a coach, they need to attend these events, because I can say it'll make your life much easier if you attend these events. I didn't believe in that, you know. I was thinking, well, I can look online, but it's different when you're live.
Different,
you meet
them,
the guys,
you feel their energy, and then when
exchange
you meet,
ideas.
just like at that event, we've seen each other on web, it's different.
Yeah,
when you go in there,
100%.
You shake hands, you can speak with them in person.
I like the metaverse, I like everything what's happening, but you know, these things can never replace the real interaction.
Real interaction, yeah.
So it's not like we think that they won't share it, is a secret, or no. Everyone is open-minded, they like to speak.
They are willing to share information. You can ask them, even in there with Ovidiu Toader, Onețiu, and Andy Seke. You can go and meet them and ask them a question, which if you call them or text them or send them an email, they won't reply, but at these events you can meet them in person and ask them questions. And
yeah, totally agree with that. And it's important for everyone to know this.
yeah.
George, if you have any advice for the people now at the end, you want to tell them, like, let's say for two categories, the ones they're thinking now to start their own business, they don't have a plan, they're afraid, and the other side would be for the ones they started their business now and they want to grow it, they don't know how, maybe they don't find the power to go forward, you know? Any advice you have for
I have two advices for both categories.
Okay.
So invest in yourself. That's the main
one.
thing to do and the best thing to do. Invest in yourself. In that way you will grow. And then ask for help. Ask people. Don't be shy. It's like me. I'm very shy. And when I've started to ask other people for help, like how you manage to sort that problem? How are you doing in your business with this problem? And they answered me. So you just have to ask for help.
So speak up will be much easier if you speak up and don't try to solve yourself with the internet, only with the internet.
Just go online, go at events and just ask people around you. Go and do networking and then you go from there.
Okay. Thank you, George. It was a pleasure. I really appreciate your time and
Thank you as well.
sharing the business insights and everything with us.
Thank you.
Guys, for you, that was it for today, but be hungry for knowledge and I'll see you on the next episode.